especially with the guests. I don't want them to see me going like back and forth. So they're like, oh, I should make the points.
Oh my gosh.
Like super quick. Okay, ready to make this happen?
I am.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What You Don't Hear podcast. This is a 15-minute Friday where myself and a returning guest sit down one more time, but this time to talk about a specific topic, a specific subject, with the goal of sending you into your weekend, your upcoming week, or whenever you're listening to this, to send you off with some positive, thought-provoking, or actionable advice or opinion of some sort. And joining me for this one, you're back, Heather Evans. Welcome.
Thank you, Ross. So glad to be back with you.
I am always excited to do these. I think at this point, I've been proven correct in thinking that you were great for 15-minute Fridays because these are a blast whenever we do them. So
much fun.
Now, see, that won't make any sense if this is the first one to release somehow. People will be like, this is the first time she's been on, but
I haven't been on before.
It was a secret, folks. We've recorded a couple of these before this one. But hey, those are trade secrets that can't be revealed. Need to know. We'll, producer team, the entire team I have working on this, delete all that stuff. It's just me. I'm the team. So we're not going to delete that. So the topic of this 15-minute Friday is one that I'm honestly very excited to hear you talk about because I really do think that there's, again, so much from your full story episode that I think leans into this. And this is a huge topic that, like, ever since I learned this phrase, it's always been stuck in my mind, and it's always like a reminder in so many different moves I make. So without any further ado, before we keep talking, I am going to get the clock started. Here we go, counting up to 15 minutes. So I'm actually going to kick this one off. So years ago, I don't even remember what it was from, but I remember hearing the phrase, make your own luck. And like when you say that, I feel like it feels like one of those magical, like silly things, like just hustle harder, bro, blah, blah, blah. But like when I really listened to it, when I really decided to like do something with it, I was like, okay, what does make your own luck mean? Because I think it's so easy for all of us to look at somebody else who has the things that you want, or even if you don't want it, they just do something cool and you're like, oh, lucky.
Yes.
It's so easy to immediately be like, oh, they're so lucky and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, there's that like kind of classic saying that like luck is like time and something else combined, and then that's what actually luck is. There's no luck about it. And the thing that like
there is no luck about it, Ross,
because you make your own luck. And so breaking that down a little bit further, what I've constantly tried to tell myself, because I for sure still get stuck in looking at something that somebody does, and I'm like, oh, they're so lucky. I can't believe they got to do that. Lucky. You have to reel yourself in and remember that they did something along their story, along their path, that led them to this, that led them to that then led them to that moment to take that opportunity to then accomplish that thing that you're calling lucky. So
it ain't luck.
No. So like that's always been a thing that I have just like ingrained in my brain, that it's like you make your own luck. You decide whether you take certain opportunities or not. You decide whether you go, like my example that I've went to so often whenever I talk to somebody about this is, you know, like even though I love to talk, I'm not the most extroverted person. I'm really not, right? Like you're not going to see me at a networking event running around talking to everybody in the room. I value like genuine one-on-one connection way more, right?
Okay.
I'll talk to one person for all 6 hours of the event.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to talk to 50 people every 5 minutes, right? And there's a lot of times I see people who are extroverted and they have those extroverted qualities and they're always just grabbing all these opportunities, making all these connections. And I'm like, man, they're so lucky. They're getting that and I'm not. But realistically, the difference is they're going after those opportunities and I'm not. And that's not right or wrong for either of us. It's just who we are, and they are making their own luck that leads them to that opportunity because they are choosing to be that extroverted person at the networking event or send that extra email or send that DM where I might not be. So I can't get angry or upset with them saying they're so lucky because I'm not taking the chances or opportunity to create that luck for myself. I'm going to stop ranting. I'm going to throw it to you.
Everything you just said, though, seriously, nail on the head. Perfect. End the episode. Just kidding. No.
We got that one. We got that 15-minute Friday done in 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh. That was so profound because it's so true. I think people think that they should be, when they're in chapter 1 of their story, they're like, looking at somebody at chapter 12 and they're like, what did they do to get there? They do not realize the blood, sweat, tears, the agony, the self-deprecation, the questioning themselves that it took to get them to chapter 12 and to that big success that you see on Instagram. You don't see all the behind the scenes. We only see the highlight reel. We hear that all the time. But we don't see the hard work that it takes to get somewhere. And I consider myself a self-made luck DIY musician because I've literally been an independent artist my whole entire career since I was like 15 years old. I've always done it myself because maybe this isn't a good thing. I didn't really trust people with my art to get it done and to capture the vision the way that I wanted it to get done. So I'm like, I want to do this the way that I want to do it because I didn't want to get made into a Britney Spears or a Christina Aguilera because I know I'm not that. Like, I can't do that. I can't dance and sing at the same time. If you saw me do that, you would regret that decision. I'm not going to do it. Like, you can't make me into that. Like, and I feel like where we were back when I was younger, that's where the record labels were heading with female artists. And I didn't want to be that. So I'm like, okay, how can I do this myself? What are the parameters that I can run in? And I think I had to know my why and what I wanted to do. And what made up that concoction of luck, you know what I mean, for me. And so I had to decide, this is what I want to do. Stick with my guns, and then go after it. And for me, a lot of that was like getting my songs on TV shows. So where were the conferences that I'm going to? Who are the people that I need to follow on Instagram? On LinkedIn, am I connecting with music supervisors? Like, what are the things that I need to be doing to make my own brand of luck? It's not luck. It is hard work.
Yeah.
And so much money. Too. Like, I'm spending thousands of dollars on high quality recordings. I'm making sure that my branding on Instagram is looking fly so that if a music supervisor comes over, they know what Heather Evans is about. They're going to see a lot of red. I'm not going to lie.
That's what I was going to say. They're going to see some lovely shades of red.
Lovely shades, lots of red. And, they're going to see like positivity, and they're going to see like a person who is a hustler and going out there and getting stuff done. And they're also going to see all the placements that I'm getting on TV shows. And they're starting to see, okay, this is a trustworthy person that is getting stuff done. And like I said, I'm like not signed to a label. I'm doing all of this myself. And like the latest placement that I got on the promo for the new NBC show, La Brea, I sent that email directly to a music supervisor that I met at this conference that I went to for music licensing. And he emails me back and it was like, hey, can I get the stems for this song? And it was so incredible because I made that happen myself. And we were talking earlier, like, I shared, that big win. And then all of a sudden people were like, well, how did you do that? Did that just magically happen? I'm like, so lucky. No, like right. Thousands of dollars. So many years. It took me like 3 years to get to this place of where I am. You know, it didn't happen overnight. It wasn't easy. It wasn't handed to me. I mean, I've released so many songs, one a month for the last 3 years. That's how much it's taken. And to do all that promo yourself is insane.
And it would be so easy for someone to, let's just use that placement example, because I think that is like a perfect example of making your own luck. Somebody who doesn't know that story could look at that and be like, she's so lucky that she got that. Not knowing that the luck, quote unquote, was just made yourself. It was because you had, again, and it goes back so many steps. There's always the reverse domino effect. Let's break it all down. Had you not went to that conference, would you have met that individual? And then would you, if you didn't meet them, then would you have had their email? Or had you met them and then you had their email, you still had to make the decision to send it and reach out and take the chance. So there's always, behind the luck, there's always a ton of steps conveniently there.
And let me tell you,
that gets there.
I am not afraid to be that person at the networking event, to go like talk to people and just hear their story. And I think that really helps too, like to be an authentic person that they see, hey, Heather's really cool. Like she's awesome. I'm going to check out her music. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It kind of does give you an up in the industry. It's like, oh, she was nice. Like, I don't know if she's got good music, but I'm going to listen to her because we had a great conversation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It goes a long way.
It kind of goes with our kindness episode of 15-Minute Fridays, of leading with kindness and showing that you're this authentic person, that you're not just trying to sell something. You're just trying to make genuine connection. And then if that leads, again, the domino effect down to something, oh, then awesome. Well, they made this cool impact on me, or this cool connection with me being a real person. That then leads, and that's literally another part of making luck.
And don't even talk about music in that situation. I've learned, like at these events, don't talk about music. Just be a genuine person. Find out about their life. Don't try to make things happen with them. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's great.
Because people are very creepy at these conferences. When they figure out who's in charge or who the person is, they get weird and leechy and like nasty. And you're like, don't be weird. You know what I mean? Just be a good hang. Talk about your life. Don't talk about music or whatever. Just be a good hang.
And it's like, I feel like being authentic is such a huge part of making your own luck.
Yep.
Because it's like, again, I will continuously break down these examples. Like if over here you met person A and you were really rude to them, you were really egotistical, like whatever it is, in whatever scenario, then that's going to domino effect. Maybe that person could have been a larger connection for something that was awesome that maybe somebody else gets. Your initial reaction, again, they're so lucky. Reverse it back to when you met that person. How were you with them? And even if you were also nice, again, that other person who maybe got that opportunity must have done something a little bit different along their path. Maybe they kept up with them, emailing them every month and just checking in. Or maybe they continued to share their music, to use the music example is like, maybe they continuously shared their music with this person and they got 9 no's, but the 10th one is the one that they get, and that's the only one you know about. The 10th one is the one that you see, and you're like, again, I can't believe Heather got on that channel's TV, their show. Like, oh my gosh, she's so lucky. And it's, again, just like you said earlier, it's the highlight reel thing. Nobody remembers that. Nobody remembers all the no's. Nobody knows about the no's that somebody gets. Nobody knows about the failures. Like, I'm sure somebody can look at anything that I do and be like, oh, Ross just, is posting these short films and these skills or skits or whatever. Oh, he's so lucky that he gets to do that. Dude, it has taken so many years of wanting to never do that stuff again and pushing through that to get to even this stage right here and be able to make money off of anything, be able to create freely when I want to. And guess what? There's still so many more goals that I'm so upset that I haven't reached yet, right? There's still so much more growth.
Same.
But it's identifying that, okay, on this path, I have to continue to make my own luck, to get, quote unquote, luckier and luckier. So before we wrap up the last few minutes,
beautiful.
I want to ask you this. Do you feel like the phrases make your own luck and do the work are one and the same? Do you think those are like the same thing?
Yeah, I do. I feel like every time you say make your own luck, I see myself in the kitchen making up a tonic or something of luck. I think it's the same. I think it's like if you show up, if you do the work, if you put in the time, over time, things are going to break through for you. But it's the people that don't quit that make it. You know what I mean? There's so many people that I've seen in the music industry that I've kept going, they've quit. Guess what? I am making it and they're not, because they quit. They gave up too early, too soon. They didn't see their breakthrough because they didn't press in when things got tough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, don't give up, people. Like if people would just hang in there and just keep pouring in, get around other creatives that like spark a light in you. Like these conversations help so much because I'm like, yes, I'm not alone. You know, I'm not crazy. Yeah, it helps so much to be in a creative community, to just like stir each other up and you catch each other's fire. Like you just can't help it.
Oh yeah.
So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like discouraged and you're like, I don't even know how to create my own luck, get around some creative, encouraging people because it'll stoke your fire, you know, and put in the hard work. I don't know why musicians specifically are known for being like unorganized or like flaky or something, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like I am organized somehow and have a really set, clear vision for what I want to do. And I'm not saying it comes super easy, but I've just like made it happen. You know what I mean? I get my calendar out, I schedule things out, and I'm like, okay, I'm recording on this day. No matter how I feel, I'm doing it, you know? And just being more strategic about it. And I'm posting my social media stuff on this day. Make it happen, you know? Send your annoying emails on Monday. Do something inspirational on Friday. Like I always record vocals on Friday because I'm always like, yeah, Friday. You got that Friday feeling. If you're feeling like unmotivated and you're like, it's Monday, send all those boring emails. Do the administrative stuff then. Really get into your rhythm when you feel that creative zest in you, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we're hitting 15 minutes, but I have one final question as we officially wrap up.
How do we do this again, Ross?
I don't know. I'm telling you, the time flies on these things. So final question I have for you as we wrap up. And I feel like you've definitely kind of said a lot of this already, but if we were just sort of to ball everything up, like if somebody is listening to this right now, maybe they clicked on the title and they're like, okay, what's this mean about making your own luck? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's somebody who genuinely feels as if they have bad luck. Maybe it's somebody who feels like they don't make the right choices, or they see all these other people getting wins that they want, or they just don't know how to get started. They're always just kind of down on themselves, right?
Yeah.
So and they hear this and they're like, you know, if they were just to ask you one final time, like, well, what would you tell me to do to begin making my own luck? If we were talking to that person, what is it you're leaving them with?
Gosh, I would say, man, deal with those self-deprecating thoughts. Like, what does that lead back to? What's the root of that? Because I think you'll find a lot of your answers. You know what I mean? Like, whether that means you need to go to therapy or whatever it may be to like discover what's deep in there that is stopping you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. From being brave and being bold and doing your passion. Like, figure out what that is and what your roadblocks are so that you can move forward. And like, that's a deep answer, but also, like I said, be really strategic and scheduled and get into a great community, you know, of people who will stoke your fire and encourage you on. And don't be afraid, like, leave your inner critic at the door, you know, leave him at the door. What would happen if you just did it? What would happen? It would be amazing, right? If you did what you always thought that you wanted to do, it's so fun. Try it.
Imagine how lucky you feel in the end.
You would be really lucky.
That's another one. That's another 15-Minute Friday. That is a new 15-Minute Friday in the books. So we'll wrap it up. Of course, follow me around the internet at Who's Ross Tyson. If you liked what you heard here, share it with somebody, tell somebody about it, share it with the internet. Help make me feel lucky about doing this show and make me feel like other people like it and care about it. So, of course, follow and tag the show at WYDH Pod. Do all the likes, do all the subscribes, the follows. It truly helps out more than you know. And Heather, they can all do that stuff with you and everything that you do. So let them know where they can be doing that at around the net.
At Heather Evans Music on Instagram and TikTok, and then heatherevansmusic.com for my website.
Boom. There it is. Make your own luck. Another 15-Minute Friday in the books.